With the first few conference champions already crowned, a large majority of our March Madness AQ board is still waiting to be filled out this week. While we wait for more tickets to get punched, let's take a look at some of the biggest stories surrounding the 37 at-large bids that will be decided on Selection Sunday, starting at the top with the 1 seeds. It should be safe to say that the 3 teams that have established themselves as locks for a 1 seed are Duke, Michigan, and Arizona. All 3 teams have double-digit quad 1 wins and have separated themselves as the elite class of teams in college basketball this year. With Duke's win over North Carolina over the weekend, they avenged their only loss in ACC play to put themselves in the driver's seat to earn the number 1 overall seed on Sunday, barring a disaster in the ACC tournament. Michigan and Arizona are tailing the Blue Devils, and while they should have their spots on the 1 line also locked up, everyone wants to take momentum into the tournament, so they'll all still have plenty to play for. Even if any of these 3 teams happen to fail to make a run in their conference tournaments, I'd still expect them to all be on the 1 line in some order on Selection Sunday. There are a small handful of teams that could still make a case for the final 1 seed this week, but realistically, I think the 2 teams that we should all be focused on are UConn and Florida. The easiest way for either of these teams to grab the final 1 seed is if one wins their conference tournament and one does not. If they both win, what does the committee value more? Winning the SEC title is probably more valuable than winning the Big East title, given that we expect significantly more SEC teams to make the tournament. Florida already has more quad 1 wins than UConn as of today, and even if both teams reach their championship games, Florida will likely have more quad 1 opportunities than UConn this week anyway. Now let's turn and focus on the bubble teams. With the WCC and Mountain West expected to just put a few teams in the tournament at max, Santa Clara, New Mexico, and San Diego State are the 3 teams here that are most in need of deep runs in their tournaments to ensure that they end up on the right side of the bubble on Selection Sunday. For VCU, currently on the outside looking in, it's even more critical for them to have a great showing in their A10 tournament. With them being out of quad 1 opportunities unless they play St. Louis later this week, their focus should be just becoming a bid stealer and winning the A10 tournament outright. Meanwhile, almost all the remaining bubble teams that come from the major conferences have the benefit of potentially stacking more quad 1 wins this week throughout their respective tournaments. TCU's win over Texas Tech last week should turn out to be the win that locks them into the tournament, but for most of the rest of the bubble, there is still work to do this week to earn your spot. A win or 2 from a team like Indiana or from Cincinnati, who is coming off a massive win over BYU, should lock them in. While if you're in that first 4 out, and even extending it to teams with outside chances like Cal or Seton Hall, you're sweating a bit more this week as you need to make deep runs and get some help from the bubble teams in front of you. Nothing is more important in March than momentum, and momentum is built during conference tournament week. Everyone that enters their conference tournament knows it's a final opportunity to show why they deserve to go dancing. And whether you've already locked up a 1 seed or you're on the outside looking in, you can feel both the excitement and tension all week. The most important thing you'll feel, though, is the return of the best tournament in sports on the horizon.